Hey y'all, I wanted to know you guys' input. What do you think about what Kamala Harris said in regards to artificial intelligence being stupid? I was sitting back thinking, and I somewhat agree, only because if technology consumes us, it can delay our social skills. First off, like when you're in the house on the phone all day, or you're learning from the phone, it takes away from your social skills, right? But either way, natural intelligence does the same. Because when I was growing up, like in my household, my dad never really, we had a TV, but we didn't have cable. So we never had like real TV to watch. Instead of, it was like six channels all the way up until I was like 13. And, I was in the house studying books a lot. So I do believe that artificial intelligence have delayed a lot of people. Like even today, we see kids on the phone and YouTube, and I'm guilty of that too. I'm trying to change that up. But without artificial intelligence like Google, a lot of us wouldn't even have access to the information that we have today. But I do believe once we use their artificial intelligence, we need to do our backing and our studying. But one thing I was going to say for Joe Biden and Kamala is a lot of the things that's being talked about, like in you guys' campaign, a lot of people are not really resonating with what you guys are talking about. We got to focus on the real life problems, like what's going on today. But hold on, before I even go there, I also want to say that artificial intelligence is definitely not better than natural intelligence, because self-awareness is the best intelligence you could have. Like if you study up on yourself, you know yourself, you won't run into the same stumbles. Like technology can't teach you about everyday society. That's like a mother who never had children talking about what's good for children. And, unless they really work with them hand in hand and they study them and they know all about children, or that's like a non-smoker talking about the effects of smoke on their body, like weed smokers. A lot of people believe, oh well, drugs will break the body down, which it will if it's not used in moderation, right? But there are a lot of people who suffer PTSD, anxiety, depression, and the things that they've been through. That's a coping mechanism. It can be used as if it's not, abused. But back to what I was saying, we got to talk about the things that the people really need to hear if you guys want to win that campaign. Like a lot of people are trying to understand, especially African Americans, there should be more nonprofit organizations for children. All right. Especially children. If we could like take a look at what's going on in majority of our communities, a lot of children are passing. A lot of children are getting mixed up with the wrong crowds. If there were more accessible like daycares, like for families who are not producing that amount, that much amount of money, and the kids are at home raising the kids and they're growing up too fast, which, stimulates their mind and jump starts into adulthood. And that's what jumps into teen moms because they're so used to raising kids. And how would I know? Because that was my life. I've been watching my brothers and sisters since 11 years old, and I had my first child at 19. I was so used to having kids around And I got that motherly instinct, which also affects our relationships because we could be 19-year-old women and we're so mature. And we also know that men, some of them are developed slower than women. So we're pushing men into marriages because we're so mature, then the marriages are failing. So that's one thing. We need more programs for the children. Number two, we need more funding for our businesses. There are a lot of foreigners that's coming over here, and what they're doing is that they're able to create large businesses, and we're not really able to do anything. They can come over here, and I'm not listen. I love everybody, but they can come over here, live scot free, or whatever they do, tax free, 5-year exemption, and they're able to utilize their time better than us because we're working to get businesses. And there is nonprofit, there is funding for that, but I believe that we need more people to come into our communities and teach us about running a successful business, because we also know there are a lot of leaders and people of that nature who have been placed in these seats due to people who they know, not what they know. Life is about experiences, and a person without experiences sometimes is not able to properly run an organization. The things that they do to get the information that they have, and instead of sitting down with a person who has the experience to talk about these problems, okay? And I also believe that the abortion law, women who are being forced to have children and abortion clinics are closing down and things of that nature. If you guys would bring back the DARE program, in which we had when we were younger, I think that would be very effective as far as like teen mom goes and things of that nature. And we really need to start talking about sexual education again. That's what we really have to be comfortable talking about with our children at an early age, because I wasn't talked to about any of that stuff. My life is all based on experiences. My parents wanted to see what I was going to do. And half of the time, I made the wrong decision. But with mistakes come wisdom. And when you have wisdom, you can teach. So, what time is it? It's 3:58 a.m. I'm just up thinking. And we also need speech classes, for especially for those who have been delayed in speech, um, being silenced as children, not being able to talk. It's hard to communicate. Yeah, we need more speech classes, speech and writing. Communications have taken over. A lot of people aren't used to communicating, so everybody is robotic. Everything is systematic. It's like yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, and sometimes what people say yes to, they really don't feel comfortable doing. But it's all how people are programmed. So a lot of us are waking up to what we want and what we don't want. I don't know if this will be useful for you guys or not, but I just thought I'd put my 2 cents in it because I'm a citizen. Take care, Kamala and Joe Biden. Have a blessed day and good luck with your campaign. Take care.